Today is time to talk about South Korea, which is a country located in East Asia. This country is divided into 8 provinces and 7 cities. The capital is Seoul. The territory has an area of 100,364 kilometers, a population of approximately 52 million inhabitants. The main points to be discussed in this presentation will be how a country manages to divide itself, creating 2 autonomous nations, how Korean culture is instilled worldwide, either by its serious facial care routines, gastronomy, famous people, among others. The Jeju Island, a place you should visit if you travel to this country. 10 curious facts that you probably didn't know. And finally, its gastronomy. Now, let's move on to their customs and traditions. It is impolite to speak loudly in public transportation. Is respecting others. At the end of the meal in restaurants, do not leave a tip because it is understood as something negative for the owner of the restaurant. It is common to call the other person by their last name. It is common to introduce oneself by our last name rather than by our first name. The maximum delay is half an hour as it is considered disrespectful to arrive late. And lastly, when greeting a Korean, they only wave their hand, since hugs or kisses on the cheek mean trespassing their personal space. They don't like physical contact at all. Now, the separation of Koreas. South Korea became independent from North Korea 70 years ago. It all began in 1945 when the Second World War ended. The Soviet Union dominated the northern part of Korea, while the United States controlled the southern part. Because of this, the regions were separated. During the following 2 years, an attempt was made to unify the country, but due to the tension between the Soviet Union and the United States during the Cold War, this was not possible. Finally, in 1984, were recognized as independent. They ended up signing an armistice, which indicated that although they were still at war, both countries would stop fighting. The impact of Korean culture. Not long ago, South Korea began to have a great impact on the rest of the world, mainly because of the great reception that the K-pop groups have been having. Then it was because of their series, which had and still have a great popularity. For some time now, their facial care routine has attracted the attention of the public because the skin of Koreans in general is extremely beautiful. Both men and women take very good care of their skin. In Chile, there are many supposedly Korean products that promise to help take care of our skin, and there are even stores that specialize in these items. Jeju Island, or the Hawaii of Korea. Located 130 kilometers from the province of Sujeolla and 455 kilometers from Seoul, This popular island is well known for being a very frequent destination for honeymooners with wooded areas, trails, cliffs, and a volcano. Attractions that make it a perfect place for sightseeing. In November 2011, it became one of the 7 wonders of the world, although it was already considered a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO in 1978. It has a population of 53,000 inhabitants. A large percentage is dedicated to tourism, while another percentage is dedicated to fishing. The Halasan volcano reaches 1950 meters high. In a part of its crater there is a small lake. Now some curious facts that you probably didn't know. Like there in South Korea, you are 1 year older since at birth, you are said to be 1 year old already. The most requested surgery is eyelid surgery. One of the most sold products is the facial mask. The flag has a reference to yin and yang. Most of their meals include spicy as an ingredient. They are quite superstitious. For example, it is said that a girlfriend cannot give chicken wings to her boyfriend as he will fly away to another woman. Another superstition very similar to this is that you cannot give him slippers as he will run away from your sight. You can never write someone's name in red as this color is related to that. And the last one is the movie Parasite was the first foreign production to win an Oscar. Now let's keep with gastronomy. The most characteristic dishes we have kimbap, which is a type of sushi wrapped in nori and filled only with vegetables, no fish or meat generally. There is also the aforementioned kimchi, which consists of large amounts of cabbage fermented in a spicy sauce. And finally, we have the Korean barbecue, which is famous because the meat is cooked by the dinner himself. And how is this? Well, in the restaurants, in the center of the table, there are like mini grills. The waiter brings the pieces of raw meat and the customer cooks them as he or she likes it. So finally, in general, South Korea is a very attractive country for tourists, not to mention that this country has recently had its boom of worldwide recognition, and it is possible that in a few years it will be one of the main vacation destinations. Whether for its gastronomy, beautiful traditions, beaches, modern and attractive cities, paradisiacal islands, or just because it is always a good option to visit this East Asian country.